Oh, hey there. I guess you're here to see part 2. Hello again, this is Richard. You're watching Cabinet Wise. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all who have subscribed and shown their support. We are going to do part 2 now of the vanity build. So we're going to see the completed product today. So let's get moving. And here it is. Buried. All right. Mulder, did you do this? You cut all these parts? That's a good job. Good boy. All right, so he just finished cutting all these drawer pieces, then he edge banded them, so they're all ready. I'm gonna do a drawer box video coming soon, just to show how we make these very practical and economical drawer boxes. All right, it's getting later, so I've shined some light on the subject. So let's get to work. Just got one set in the front. Here the level is set on top, and it looks like it's already pretty much level. Very, very close. And then one in the back. It looks like we are level. You also want to check that you're level this way. It looks like we are. And for a scribe tool, I just have a 3/16 piece of walnut hardwood that's tapered to 1/16. I use these 1¼ washer head style drawer front screws, which is what they're actually called, drawer front screws. After I've checked to make sure all the fronts fit in their proper space, I'll now take each one off. Something else you'll be needing is a 1/8 inch drill bit for drilling through the drawer front, a Posi Drive Blum adjusting screwdriver, and a drill. Both pairs of doors are adjusted. And now that the doors are in position, I'll take my scribe tool with a sharp pencil and mark the line that I need to sand to in order to make everything have an even gap all the way around. Before setting the drawer fronts in place, we want to make sure the drawer is running straight up and down, even with the back side of this face frame. In this case, because it's bead inset, we're actually going about 3/16 behind the face frame because we want the front to sit just behind the bead. To make sure the drawer is not tilted back or forth in any way, there is an adjustment in the back of the drawer. You can move this tab up or down, which will raise or lower the back side of the drawer, which will tilt it out or back in. Set our fronts in place. A shim on the top and the bottom. This is going to fully fix it in place so it's not going to move around on you. So you can reliably mark far enough away from the corner so you can fit your scribe tool. Next we'll just grab our first front Now I'll carefully sand it down until I get to the line. No more, no less. You want to leave shy of an 1/8 inch, about 3/32. You do have to remember it's a different thickness you're going to want to leave depending on if you're staining or painting. Staining will not add any thickness, painting will. So let that sit there, and then I'll go through all the rest of them till they're all finished. Now that all the edges are sanded, I'll now ease the edges with an orbital sander. From the outside in, because obviously you don't want to risk any tear out or any chipping on the inside. Now we'll take our 1/8 inch drill bit. Now a good way to get the drawer fronts on perfect every time, if you put the screw in, so once those are in position, you grab your front, you just hold it up in place. And you can put shims underneath if you find that easier. I just like to kind of hold it, and you can feel the tips of the screws. Once it's even, just give it a tap. And then it's going to leave a little dimple on the back side. And pull out the drawer. And then you screw it in. And now it's on. These drawer slides have an adjustment underneath this little tab here. You can pull it forward, adjust up, or back to adjust down. So that allows very small adjustments if you need to raise or lower the front to increase or decrease the gap size. I've now fastened the false front from behind. This is the sink compartment. Let's see how that looks from the front. And yep. And there we are, one step closer to being finished. Now we'll just take a quick look at everything, make sure it all looks right. And it does. I'm really liking how this is coming together. It's especially important where the pair of doors come together. You want to make sure those line up nicely. If not, it looks very bad and it's very noticeable. So now we're going to go down to the bottom where I'm going to make a decorative skirt piece to finish it off. So I got to get that measurement, and that's 112 inches. So now I'm over to rip those parts up. I usually like to go about things the simplest way I can think to do it. So I've decided it would look nice to just cut one long strip going the whole length of the vanity at 1.25 inches wide by 112 long, again the whole length. And then I'm just cutting some 3.25 inch tall block pieces to go along the bottom. Decided to miter the ends of these block pieces so that they can turn and die into the toe kit. And as I mentioned before, I'm usually looking for the quickest and the most efficient way to come about a certain result. And in this case, pocket screws were a good solution because they are fast and I'm able to hide them underneath where you will never see them. So I pocket screwed each of these 3 little sections to the bottom side of this lower band. And I should add, this was after gluing and clamping the mitered corners of the base pieces. And there you have it. Let's take a step back and see. For making it to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.